So I finished cutting all my pieces and ended up just grinding everything exactly to fit the pattern. So now I think I'm ready to add the lead cane to this project. Everything looks good, everything fits, and so we should be ready for this class. All right, I think we got everything. Day 2. Let's do some leading. So today is the day where we get to work on that lead cane, putting everything together. I know that we're gonna have to do some stretching of the lead and of course cutting it and getting everything to size. So yeah, that's the most exciting part of it, is what I'm hoping for. Starting off to be a really nice day. It's already pretty warm, but very nice and sunny. So it should be a good class session, I'm hoping. So I really like the fact that they had set up the class in a way that was safe for everybody. They put up dividers between the students, and they only limited this class down to 3 people. I think it was 3 or 4 people per class, so it's a very small class. The instructor even has like this rolling cart with some shields around it so she can move around and come to the students. A little bit extra, but they were just doing taking their precautions in protecting everyone. So, and it feels fine. We're all just doing our work at our station. So yeah, it should be a nice fun session. I'm looking forward to it. Some people are actually still doing copper foiling, so it's an intermediate class. Like you had to have taken their classes before or had previous experience in copper foiling. Some students are continuing to do copper foiling projects, and I think a few of us are doing the lead work stuff. So it's just a mix of everything, and whatever questions we have, they can answer. Some of my biggest questions that I'm gonna ask today are the tools that I had gotten from my stained glass cabinet that I had picked up from Craigslist. A lot of those tools I don't know how to use, and I didn't know what they were for. So I brought all of them, and we'll be asking how to use them and what they're for, so you guys will know as well. So I think that's pretty much what the day should look like. So let's get to class, and I'll film over there.
You gonna make a little video, Cam?
Yeah.
Very cool. Look what he's got, Jess. Got a little tripod and... Oh, great.
Yeah, I filmed my work last time. It was cool.
Great idea.
Yeah. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
I brought my tools today, these old tools that I had picked up, and I wanted to find out what they were used for. The pins that came in the box, the instructor said, were actually used for building lampshades, where you put it on a styrofoam mold. And since the size of the pins were pretty fine, that was about the right spacing for the size of the copper foil. So that's what the pins were used for. The lead knife is used to cut lead, and the lead is pretty soft, so you can cut it down just like a butter knife, pretty much cutting it right through the lead. And surprisingly, when I did end up using it, they were still pretty sharp. So I'm glad they still work. But also you can use the lead dikes to cut lead as well. So it's just a matter of preference. And that stick thing is used for something called tucking, where you lift the lead and tuck it under another piece. I'm not entirely sure about that explanation because I haven't seen it, but that is what it could be used for. The snubby looking tool is something you can add bits and etching tips on there. So something that you could remove and add on maybe for etching. And they didn't have any examples over there with that. The green small spatula tool would be used for putting on putty and helping out with the cement stuff which we will get to later on. And the curved knife, she said, could be used to help with the tucking of the lead again, and burnishing down the lead on top of it. Again, just really not clear to me how to exactly use it, but maybe someday I'll get to try that out. And my instructor said that she only uses the two main tools, the hammer and the lead dike. So that's pretty much all you need in this process, I believe. So the first thing I had to do was line up that pattern at the corner so we can build from there. Then I got to stretch the lead came using the stretcher, and lead is soft, so you have to stretch it every time. If you don't, it'll droop on you. Once it's stretched out, then you can keep it for a few months and use it before you have to stretch it again, because then it'll kind of go back. And also the framing of the entire project is with zinc cane. This is completely different than the lead. It is very stiff, it's not flexible, so you have to use a saw to cut it. You can't use the knife or the lead dikes. It's meant to be like a stiff border around your piece. So it was really fun to work with the lead, to start doing that and getting it all around my pieces, and got to cut out the correct sizes and play with that, understanding how to cut some angles. So learning a lot about that, and just moving on from one corner, starting from that corner and building up from there. So yeah, I'm about halfway through, and I will plan on finishing this up in the next class. Alright, so a lot of stuff happened today. We did a lot of work in getting the lead came on, cutting a lot of lead, and learning how to cut is one of the biggest things. Turns out one of those tools that I had, those old lead cutter, was still pretty sharp, and it actually did a good job, maybe even better than my dikes to cut the lead. I think things are coming together and it's looking pretty good. I'm starting to get the hang of it and feel like I can start to continue to build and keep going with it. But I think I'm gonna wait until next class to continue again. And I'm also gonna bring my Seed of Life piece so we can start working on that, hopefully to get to do the framing of it. So stay tuned for next class, and subscribe if you guys haven't. Hit that like button if you guys like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.